says they are confident that there was no cheating and no rigging in this elections at this stage, and they haven't received any official complaints as yet. Let's continue our conversation with Isaac Komo. Dr. Komo, from what you heard in terms of no official complaints leveled yet, that's significant, isn't it?
It is significant. And again, the process is actually transparent because they are counting at the polling station and they're pasting the results. So there is not much room for rigging or for playing around with the results.
What do you make of the ZEC saying that the public should disregard any utterances from people that say that they know the results?
I think that's very important because, so that is actually sort of, like what Chimasa is doing, it's very dangerous. You can say that I've won this, I've won that. And when the official results come, they don't tell it what is said. People say that rigging has started, and that could be it could actually start people rioting.
Help us understand why Nelson Chamisa is doing this. What is the strategy behind this?
Well, Chamisa basically shoots from the hip. Yeah. Remembered in February, he said that that the MDC had seen Trump, and Trump had promised them $15 billion. Yeah, once they win the elections, And the American government came up and actually sort of reprimanded him for that because there was no statement to that effect. And the MDC had to apologize. So basically, what is doing that? Basically, to say that that's his character, but it's also dangerous. That's the way he is. He's a youth, and he's actually sort of he's fighting on both barrels. On all barrels, I could say so.
Speaking about America and the task of the next president coming in and trying to reshape and reform Zimbabwe, what about a re-engagement with the international community, with the likes of America, with the likes of Britain?
You see, the elections are the most important thing. You see, you find that the Zimbabwean state, or Zimbabwe is actually, there are sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe. And these are sanctions, economic sanctions, or funding sanctions, or finance sanctions. Yeah, and all that is subject to the return of democracy. And the key issue is the election. I think that's why the government, Mnangagwa, is very careful to make sure that there are no allegations of rigging, no allegations of violence, so the thing is fair, transparent, and democratic. And with that, that will be the first step. The Commonwealth is there. The British are there looking at the whole situation. And that will be the catalyst to lifting the economic sanction or the financial sanction on the country. That's why they're going to bring in investors. Same with the Americans. The Americans have actually sort of reimposed the sanctions, finance sanctions on Zimbabwe, subject to the state of governance. So this is the process of actually removing those sanctions.
So it's all about getting the economics as well as geopolitics right, isn't it?
To get the geopolitics right and to get the credibility that you are really serious.
And from what you saw in terms of Emmerson Mnangagwa's tenure thus far, do you see a light at the end of the tunnel there?
Well, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. That's why to say with him continuing or with Zimbabwe, because there are two things. There is a light around the tunnel that for the first time in many years, the ZANU-PF is actually taking the people's plight seriously. And they're actually going the right way, which they should have gone about some 10 years ago. But again, there's a light at the end of the tunnel with the whole process nationally. I mean to say that the elections is a very important thing. And if the thing goes through, if whoever wins, to say that the thing was democratic, now they'll be forced to actually be democratic and serve the people, not the individuals. Yeah, but it's a start of a very long process.
Yeah. What needs to happen on day one of the next president's tenure?
Well, day one of the next president's tenure, to say that, of course, he's got to come up with a cabinet. And then they've got to come up with a policy. What they're supposed to do, their plan. What are they going to, the short term, the medium term, and the long term. Now we know what ZANU-PF has got on store, but we do not know what Chimasa has got on store. But the truth about the matter, I'll take a Swahili saying, I'll say it in Swahili first. Ngoma nzito chagua bega. What it means is that the load is heavy. You've only got one choice. Your choice is on which shoulder you're going to bear it. And that's the thing that the Zimbabweans have got. And I think the one shoulder is MDC, the other shoulder is ZANU-PF. The Zimbabweans, they've still got a tough task ahead of them. But the government should actually tell the people exactly what they plan to do. What priorities are going to give as far as policies are concerned.
And that, I guess, that transparency and the vividness of the message would kind of talk to whether people will return home or not, isn't it, for the Zimbabwean diaspora?
I don't think so. You see, the Zimbabwean diaspora, they're in the diaspora not because that they're of the politics. They're here because of economics. So that's the thing that people don't understand.
Does it not go hand in hand?
No, they don't go. They do go in hand in hand. The politics, the social, economic, and political goes hand in hand. But if you're going to solve the political situation, does not mean that we're going to solve the economic. It's a process. People are here because of the social political situation.
Yeah.
Not the economic situation. It's the social economic situation. And to change that will take time. So, I mean, the thing which brought people here, it was the socio-economic tenability of their existence.
To hold that thought, I want to take us back to Pretoria, where I understand Musi Maimane is